Thank you so much for joining today. We'll start today's class by coming into a comfortable seated position. As always, you're welcome to sit crisscross applesauce or send your legs out long. You can find a bend in the knees, letting your arms rest on your knees, feet flat on the floor. You could even move your back up against a surface, a nice straight surface to help lengthen your spine, or sit up on a block or a pillow or a blanket to help open the hips just a little bit. As you start to settle in here, maybe you let your hands rest on your lap or on the floor beside you. They can be palms face up in a gesture of receiving, or maybe palms face down in a gesture of grounding. And I invite you to close your eyes, or maybe to simply let your eyelids grow heavy, looking down at the ground, letting your vision blur just slightly. As we start to feel our breath, letting it become a little longer, a little slower, and a little more intentional. We'll then start to notice the areas of our body that are touching a surface, any surface. Notice where your body stops, where that surface starts to come in and support you, holding you in this moment. Begin to feel your body settling into those surfaces, finding a little ease, a little calm. And then let's start with our breathing exercise for today. For our breathing exercise, we'll breathe in for a count of 3, 2, 1. And then begin to extend your exhale to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And continue with that breathing cycle, breathing in for your count of 3, and then exhaling, extending your exhale twice as long to a count of 6. As always, you're welcome to focus on that count. It gives you a good mental anchor, but you're also welcome to release the count, letting yourself settle into a breath of natural inhale, extended exhale, aiming to make that exhale about twice as long as our inhale. And we'll continue this breathing cycle throughout our grounding practice, and maybe throughout our practice altogether. But for right now, let's just aim for the next few breaths to find that inhale and double the length of the exhale. Today, we're going to talk about the subject of moving forward. This time of year can be a very turbulent time of year, from the holidays coming up to the elections just passed. You may find yourself with feelings that get stuck even. And that's what we're going to talk about. How do we cope when we've acknowledged the feeling that's there? We just can't move past it for whatever reason. So as we settle into that breath, that calming, grounding breath, we can start to think about practicing moving forward, because that's what it is, a practice. And we can move forward with grace and with ease whenever life gets you down for whatever reasons. And moving forward with a wise heart and full of understanding instead of a heavy heart full of resentment. We learn the beauty of resilience this way. We are able to stress less about the falling down and the missteps on our journey. And we can shed light on what we learn and how we can get back up. Let us learn to move forward so that when life feels heavy, we know we have the power to transform. And when we tap into that power and beauty of moving forward, we can conquer anything. We'll end our opening meditation with an opportunity for affirmation. I'll offer a few of my own, but you're also welcome to have any affirmation that feels true to you in this moment, whether it's on the subject of moving forward or anything else. Or maybe to simply listen and take the words into your heart. Taking a deep breath in. When life gets me down, may I move forward. When life gets me down, may I move forward. May I move forward with grace and ease. May I move forward with grace and ease. May I know that I am resilient. May I know that I am resilient. Well, then allow our breathing to find its natural rhythm once more, without counting it or changing it in any way. As we take a moment to offer ourselves a little bit of gratitude that we took time out of our busy week to meet ourselves here. And then as you're ready, start to wiggle fingers and toes. We'll flutter the eyes open and we'll add some gentle movement to our practice. So let's come on over onto hands and knees to start things off today. And we'll come into a child's pose. You can either bring those knees together and sit back on the heels, or you can take those knees wide. You can even bring props like blocks or pillows in between the hips and the floor, or the hips and the legs. And then start to extend the body long, reaching the arms out, stretching through the upper body as you settle the torso towards your legs. And you're welcome to rest the forehead either on the floor, or maybe you find a prop like a block or a pillow to rest the forehead on, starting to make just a little bit of contact between your forehead and the surface. Again, if you don't have one or if it doesn't reach, that's fine as well. We'll take just about 3 more breaths here. Maybe you even close your eyes, settling into this present moment for your breathing. The next exhale, see if you can allow a little bit of an audible sigh.
And start to find a little rock through the neck. If your forehead is making contact with the surface, you might find that you're getting a little massage through the forehead. But if your head is dangling, you're stretching and moving gently through the neck. Beautiful. Go ahead and find just a little bit of stillness. And then with our next inhale, begin to slide the hands back so they're under the shoulders. And then push yourself up into a tabletop position, aligning the hands and the shoulders and the hips and the knees. You can always add a little cushioning under the knees if you're on a hard surface, and spread through the fingertips, really pressing into the palms as you lengthen the spine. We're going to take a 4 count cat cow. With the 4 count cat cow, we inhale for a count of 4 as we start to find our cow pose, dropping our belly, lifting our gaze, rolling our shoulders back. And then as you count to 4 and exhale, move and transition into your angry cat, rounding the spine towards the ceiling, tucking the chin towards your torso. And then take this 4 count cat cow at your own pace. So taking it with a 4 count requires us to go maybe just a little bit slower than we normally would, letting us really concentrate on the sensations of our spine's undulation. Go ahead and balance out, making sure to finish with the opposite one, whichever one you started with. Come back to your straight spine. And then let's start to let the left arm come out alongside the ear, reaching it in front of you. And then take your right toes, take them and extend the leg long. You can keep the toes tucked, or maybe start to lift the foot off the mat up to hip height. So we're taking a spinal balance here. We're reaching toes and fingertips in opposite directions, and we're being mindful that we don't dump into the lifted shoulder or the lifted hip. One last reach here. And then with our exhale, let's round the spine, bringing our elbow towards our knee under our body. And then take that with your own breath, about 3 to 5 cycles of breath. On our next exhale, extend and hold. Exhale, release hand and knee to the mat. Take a moment to take any moves you might need to release. And then as you're ready, we'll set up for second side. Right arm alongside the ear, sending left toes back, lengthening through the leg. And again, either tucking those toes or lifting it up to hip height. Stretching fingers and toes in opposite directions. Reach it, reach it. Exhale and round. 3 to 5 cycles of breath. Beautiful job. Extend it long. Last breath. Exhale to release to tabletop. Go ahead and tuck your toes if they're not already. And then with our inhale, come up, stand on your knees. Again, if you add a little cushion here, that might feel really good depending on the hardness of the surface your knees are resting on. And then let's start to take our our right leg out long to the side in a gate pose. The sole of the foot can come flat, or you can stay on the edge of the foot if that feels better for your body. And then as you're ready, circle both arms up and overhead. Reach them up really high. Feel that length and extension through your body.
Now exhale, letting the right hand come to the right hip or down the right leg as you take that left hand up and over. Feel your breath here, that opening through the left side of your body. Inhale to come through center. Arms reach up. Exhale, we're going to counter stretch, taking that left hand either to the floor or maybe grabbing a prop on our way down and stacking wrists and shoulders in a straight line. Or maybe taking that right arm, that top arm, and stretching it as far away from your right toes as possible. Great job. Inhale to come back through center. We're going to keep our legs just the way they are, but we're going to drop our hands into a tabletop position and then walk them forward like child's pose, but sink the hips back towards the heel, taking it into a stretch in that lower body. Beautiful. Walk the hands back under the shoulders. Walk the right foot back into tabletop. Tuck the toes. Inhale, stand on the knees. We'll take that second side. Sending left leg long, gate pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Feel that lengthen extension. Exhale to lean to the left. Inhale to bring it back through center. Exhale, right hand comes to floor or prop. Top hand, left hand reaches up or alongside the ear. Great job. Inhale through center. Legs stay the same. Hands come to tabletop. And then walk it out for child's pose. Upper body. Beautiful. Walk those hands back under your shoulders. Walk that left leg in. We're in our tabletop once more. Let's bring our right foot forward as we come into a low lunge. We begin to sink the hips down. You can keep your hands on the floor or maybe bring them to a prop. Sink the hips down, pull the heart forward. Great job. With our next exhale, let's take it into a half runner's lunge, sinking the hips back, pulling the toes forward, lengthening the spine, exhaling to hinge and forward fold over that front leg. Beautiful job. Step it back for tabletop. And let's take that side too. Taking left leg forward, we come into our grounded lunge, low lunge. We sink our hips forward, we pull our heart up. We gaze forward, keeping the shoulders pulled back. Great job. Exhale, sink those hips back, half runner's lunge. Pull those toes towards your shin as you hinge and forward fold over that front leg. Great job. Let's roll it through to our low lunge, bring it back to our tabletop. And then in our own time, in our own way, come on up to standing. We'll come into our mountain pose. Standing tall. Inhale, circle arms up and overhead. Let's drop our right hand to our right hip and take it into that side bend we've been working on over to the right. Inhale back through center, left hand down, right hand over. Inhale back through center. We're gonna spiral from the hips, taking the hands wide, one in front, one in back. Inhale through center, twist it toward the other direction. Opposite hand back, opposite hand forward. Inhale through center. Exhale, hinge and forward fold. As you pause here, your hands can come to your legs, your floor, or maybe a prop. And then let's take it into a rag doll. You can always grab opposite elbows if you'd like, but find a little sway from side to side. A little shake of the head, a slide of the jaw. And then eventually settle into just a little bit of stillness. We'll take 3 breaths here, with each one finding that audible exhale. That last exhale is a little louder than the 2 before. Beautiful job. Go ahead and release your hands. If you took opposite elbows to their previous location, we'll press into our hands halfway, lifting figure 7. Gaze stays down. Beautiful job. Go ahead and pause there, and let's bring our right hand directly under our face. And then we're going to bend the right knee just slightly, keeping the left arm straight. Pull it off out to the side and then up towards the ceiling. So almost like a propeller here. Great job. Keeping that top arm straight and the bottom arm straight. We're going to switch sides. Bend through the left leg. Great job. Bring it back to forward fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips, roll it up to standing. Reach arms up and overhead. All righty. From our arms lifted position, we'll start to bend into the knees, sink into the hips, coming into a chair pose. Holding it for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, tall mountain, reach it up. Exhale, sink it into your chair. This time we're going to swing the arms down by our hips. Airplane chair pose. Now from our airplane chair pose, you can lift one heel and then set it down. Lift the other heel, set it down. You can go back and forth. Or if it feels stable in your body to do a toe stand, you can lift both heels. Work to keep the spine straight, even if that means coming out of your chair just a little bit. Great job. Inhale, tall mountain to release. Beautiful job. Exhale, airplane chair, heels down the floor. And then let's take it in hands at a prayer. And we'll twist our chair to the right. You can either take those hands wide, one on the knee, one behind you. You can take them wide to the side. Or if it's part of your practice to do a prayer twist, you're welcome to do that. Inhale back through center, tall mountain. Exhale, airplane chair. Hands at a prayer. Twist to the left. Inhale through center, tall mountain. One last chair sequence. Exhale, sink it into your airplane chair, maybe toe stand. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, prayer at hands at heart center. Beautiful job. All righty. For our next sequence, we'll start in a downward facing dog. So if you take that on the floor, you're welcome to do that on the floor. If you take it on a piece of furniture or a wall, welcome to do that there. But either way, we're going to bring our hands to about shoulder distance apart, pressing into those palms, spreading those fingertips, and then start to walk the hips back away, finding that familiar V shape. And as you settle in, start to pedal through the legs, shifting your weight left to right.
And then find a little bit of stillness. Lift your heels as high as you can. And then with an exhale, sink them towards the floor. They don't have to touch. See that little stretch through the back of the calves, though, as you push them towards the floor, a little or a lot. And then let's find those 3 audible breaths here. But this time, make each exhale just slightly louder than the last one. And maybe that last one's a lion's breath and you stick the tongue out. Beautiful job. All righty, let's go ahead and take a little bit of a balance here. We're going to shift our weight to the left foot. Begin to lift the right toes into 3-legged dog. And then take a few ankle rolls with one ankle. And then reverse it. And now let's bend the knee, open the hip, look out under the shoulder. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, round nose to knee, curl, and then step it through for a high lunge. You can keep your hands planted or you can start to lift them alongside the ears. We're squeezing those thighs together. You're doing great. Straighten the front leg, and as we exhale, we're going to fold over that front leg. You're welcome to hop the back foot in if you'd like, or bring hand props under your hands as we stretch over our pyramid pose. Press into your hands to halfway lift. Drag your front foot back just a little bit as we start to set up for a standing splits. We're going to put all of our weight into that front foot and start to lift those back toes a little or a lot. Lifting from the heel of that back foot. Your hands can stay on your props, or maybe one or both reaches towards your leg. Beautiful job. From here, we're going to find our cotton ball corkscrew squat. So we're going to take that extended leg. We're going to bring it behind the other leg, tucking it into the knee, and then curling ourselves into as small of a little cotton ball as we can. And then inhale, bring it back to your standing splits. Take that 3 more times on your own. Beautiful job. After your last one, go ahead and start to shift your weight back so those back toes come down to the ground. And then inhale to come back into your crescent lunge. And then we're going to open the hips to the side to come into a warrior 2. So drop that back heel. Start to bend through your front legs. Send your arms long. Beautiful flowing today. We'll drop our back hand to the back hip or down the back leg as we reverse our warrior. Inhale to pinwheel the arms, side angle. Front elbow comes to front knee, back hand alongside the ear. Great job. Inhale. Come back to your warrior 2. And then inhale, 5-pointed star, turning to the side. Take the toes out wide, the arms up overhead. And then turn the heels in towards the center, the toes out. And with our exhale, we're going to come into a goddess squat, bending into cactus arms and bending into the knees. Beautiful job. Inhale, 5-pointed star. With our exhale, we're going to go into sun god squat. So we'll bring our arms towards each other. And as we exhale, we bend into those knees, letting those arms stay wide, opening our heart and chest and torso to the sky as the arms sink down. Inhale, 5-pointed star.
Our next one, we're gonna come to Moon God. This time we bring the elbows in towards the sides, almost a W as we sink into the knees. Beautiful. We'll go through that sequence again in just a few moments. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, hands come to hips, and then turn the toes in line with the heels. And we're gonna find a one-legged squat. You can go deep or shallow, left to right. You can hold it if you'd like to go a little longer on either side. You can sink all the way down and lift up an opposite toe. You can have hands on props or the floor. Have them on your hips if you're going a little less shallow, or you can keep them in a prayer for more balance. Beautiful job. Left to right, just a couple more times. Great job. All right, inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior two to the front of your space. So same side we were just working on. Go ahead and turn that back hip as we come back into a crescent lunge. And then find an airplane lunge, letting those hands come by your hips. Find a little hinge forward of the torso, weight in that front leg. And then we'll play with just one more balance as we start to lift the back toes for airplane warrior three. And keep those hands by your hips or maybe drop them to a prop for support. Great job. With control, airplane lunge, drop that back foot down. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms reach up. And then let the hands come down as we step the back foot forward. Mountain pose. Great job. Let's take that sequence on the other side. So we'll move to our downward facing dog of choice, whether that's on the wall or the floor. We'll settle in, finding our stillness. We're going to take 3 lion's breaths this time. Really let it all hang out. Inhale, left leg reaches up, 3-legged dog and ankle circles. Go ahead and reverse them. Bend the knee, open the hip. Look out under the arm. Great job. 3-legged dog. Step it through, high lunge. Finding our crescent lunge when ready. Sink it in. Inhale to lengthen that front leg and step the back one in. Exhale, pyramid pose over the front leg. Inhale, halfway lift, slide that back foot just a little bit, putting it under the weight of your body. Inhale, lift back toes, standing splits. Lift from the heel, keep the hips parallel to the earth. Find your cotton ball squat. 4 or 5 cycles of breath on your own. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, gently start to bring that back foot down. Crescent lunge. Exhale to open warrior two. Beautiful job. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Heels in, toes out. Exhale, goddess squat. Maybe sink it a little deeper. 5-pointed star on your inhale. Exhale, sun god squat. Hands come together, arms wide as you look up. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, moon god, elbows by your sides. Beautiful job. Inhale, arms wide, 5-pointed star. Heels in line with toes. Exhale, hinge and forward fold. Hands can come to your legs, the floor, the ground. Knees can be bent. Top of the head reaching towards the floor. And either you stay here, you'd like to go a little deeper. You can either walk your hands further behind your legs, or you can grab your legs and bend your elbows to the side. Beautiful job. Exhale to release that deeper hold. Bring your right hand directly under your face. And just like before, we're going to keep that left arm straight as we begin to spin it like a propeller up towards the ceiling. Exhale to release, switching sides. Exhale, both hands come to the ground or your prop. Bend the knees, sink the hips, roll it up, 5-pointed star. Great job. Warrior 2 towards the front of your space, same side as we just were working on. Crescent lunge. Turn that hip. All right, we have our one last balance challenge. Swing your hands back for airplane lunge. You're doing great. Start to lift the back toes. Airplane warrior 3. And you're always welcome to keep one hand down and maybe just have one airplane arm. Have both hands down or both hands up. Beautiful job. Last breath here. Exhale, airplane lunge to land. Inhale, high lunge to release. Step it into mountain pose. Beautiful job. All right, let's take our feet wider than our mat, but not quite to our full widest potential. And if you like blocks for a deep squat, maybe bring one behind you under your hips. Our next inhale, let the arms reach up. And then as we exhale, we're going to sink down into a wide-legged or frog squat. Those hips can come down to your prop. They can dangle just above the floor. Keeping your spine straight. You're doing great. One more breath here. Great job. Now with our next exhale, we'll find our way onto a seated position. On the floor, on a block. Still keep that wide-legged frog stance though. You can bring your hands down towards your feet if that feels good, or you could hold onto your knees if that feels good. Just getting a little more hip opening here. Beautiful job. All right, from here, go ahead and come all the way down onto your back. We'll start in a constructive rest. Feet about hip distance or maybe even a little bit wider. Shoulders pressing against the ground. And then let's take our right leg and cross the left leg either at the ankles or the knees, whatever feels better for your body. So we're starting to internally rotate those hips. We just had them externally rotated in our frog seat. Now we're internally rotating. Take your arms out wide. And then let's take our right arm under our left arm and then start to come into an eagle arm variation. So you could grab your shoulders and walk your hands down the arms, or you could start to lift the hands, bringing them into a bind with the backs of hands or the fronts of hands touching, or you could bring something in between the hands as well. That can feel like a great option as well. Now we're wanting to focus on seeing if we can lift our hands away from our face if we're taking the bind. And if your hands are on your elbows, see if you can work your elbows away from your torso. So either way, you're either working your elbows away from your torso or you're working your hands away from your face. This will help spread through the shoulder blades. Really tuck your chin just a little so that your spine is lengthened through the neck. And you're welcome to keep your feet planted on the floor, or if you'd like to go a little bit deeper into this reclined eagle, you could lift your feet into a tabletop position. Beautiful eagle breath. Exhale to unwind the arms. Hug the knees in towards the torso and then shift the knees over to the right side. Now, if keeping that bind in the knees or the ankles is too much, feel free to unwind and take your twist in any way that feels good. You can add props under the knees, in between the knees. You could stack or stagger the knees, or again, keep them in that twist. Work to keep the shoulders flat. Great job. Let's inhale and unwind. Come back through your constructive rest to reset. As you're ready, cross at ankles or knees, left foot over right this time, or the opposite way. And then left arm under right for the arm bind of your choice. Shoulders, hands, strap. Start to work the elbows or the hands away from the body. And again, you can keep those feet on the floor. You can lift them up. Tuck through the chin to keep the spine straight. Maybe you come back into that breath with extended exhale, twice as long as the inhale. It's a great mental focus and anchor here for our last few moments. Exhale to unwind your bind and the arms. If your feet are lifted, tuck your knees in towards your chest as much as feels comfortable, and then let your knees fall to the left side. Taking your twist in the opposite direction. And again, listen to your body. If this side was saying you need to do something different, then ask yourself how you can make this pose feel better, and simply choose to do that. Great job. Exhale to unwind the spine, bring everything back through constructive rest. Hug the knees one at a time in towards the torso. And take a little rock and roll from left to right. And then let the knees drop by the sides of the bodies. Lift the feet. We find our happy baby. You can continue with the rocking motion. You could straighten or bend the knees. Either take any stillness or any variation of happy baby that feels good for your body. Beautiful job. With our exhale, we'll bring our feet down to the floor. We'll send our arms overhead, stretching fingers and toes in opposite directions for the last time today. Really stretch it out And then with the biggest inhale of your day so far and the biggest exhale, whether it's a sigh or a lion's breath, let it all go. And then we'll move into our final resting pose. If you're comfortable in corpse pose, you're welcome to stay there or come back to constructive rest. You're welcome to add pillows, blankets, sweaters, or socks. Anything so that you can start to come into a position where you can relax on command. Sorry about that. Really find this comfortable position to settle into, allowing your body to feel the earth beneath you once more, supporting you, holding you. And take a few deep breaths, breathing in and gently releasing the air. Maybe you close your eyes or simply soften your gaze as you let yourself fully arrive in this moment. Take another deep breath in, filling your lungs completely, and then exhale fully. Maybe even allowing a sense of ease to wash over you. Noticing how your body is supported by the earth beneath you, stable, steady. We feel this connection grounding you, holding you gently, fully present in this moment, feeling the support of the ground beneath you, letting your body melt into the mat and your mind settle into stillness. We'll take this moment to deeply connect with our breath, feeling the steady, calming rhythm, noticing sensation as the air moves in and out, gentle and effortless. With each inhale, feel the spaciousness opening within you. And with each exhale, feel release of any tightness, any tension, or any weight you may be still carrying. As you breathe, let your breath become slower, softer, flowing in and out like waves. Each breath in brings calm and ease. And each breath out lets go of anything we're holding on to. Allowing this gentle rhythm of breathing to become our anchor. A reminder that we're right here, safe, supported. Now bring your awareness to your body itself. Noticing if there are any areas that feel tight, contracted, or even heavy. We'll send our breath to those places as if we're gently softening, loosening the hold of anything we're carrying. We don't need to hold it alone. Instead, let the earth beneath you absorb it as you sink a bit deeper with each exhale. Now in your mind's eye, bring to mind something that you're ready to let go of. Maybe it's a worry or a habit. Maybe it's a thought or simply a situation that feels heavy. And now we'll gently bring our awareness to the theme of moving forward, reflecting on what moving forward means to you. Maybe it's a letting go of past experiences or releasing personal struggles or even embracing new beginnings. Well, imagine ourselves standing at the edge of a beautiful flowing river. And in your mind's eye, picture any of those worries, struggles, or anything else you're ready to let go of. As you picture the river flowing gently but steadily beside you, this river represents the passage of time and the flow of life. Imagine placing your personal struggles, your fears, your worries into the river. Watch as the current carries them away, slowly but surely, letting them dissolve into the distance. As you breathe, gently release each one. Watch them drift away downstream, drifting away, and feeling a lightness growing within you, a sense of space, a new freedom, knowing that we don't need to carry these things forward. We continue to breathe. Maybe we start to feel the weight of these struggles lifting from our shoulders, acknowledging that it is okay to let that emotion go, to release what is no longer serving you, to embrace the freedom that comes with this release. As you release, take the moment to enjoy and feel the space within you. This space is a gift, clearing, an invitation for something new to grow. Breathe in deeply, filling this new openness with a sense of peace, ease, and even readiness to move forward. Trusting that whatever comes next will meet you right where you are. Now, with your next breath, start to envision a gentle path leading away from the river, stretching before you. You don't need to know where it leads, but you know that it's yours to follow. Imagine yourself stepping forward with ease, guided by your inner strength, moving away from not only the gentle river, but from what no longer serves you there, and towards what brings you joy and fulfillment. Trusting that each step you take will bring you closer to a deeper peace, a new beginning. Now take this moment to embrace any space you've created within yourself. The space is now free for the new experiences, new joys, and even new growth. Take a moment to feel a sense of lightness or even openness filling you from within. Silently repeating to yourself, I am ready to release the past and embrace the future. I am open to new beginnings, filled with strength and grace. Maybe feel as these words echo within you, filling you with gentle, steady confidence, knowing that you have the power to transform, to release, and to move forward. And you are more than enough to face whatever lies ahead. Now gently bring your awareness back to your breath, feeling its gentle rhythm once more. Take this moment to notice how you feel, knowing that you can carry this ability to release and renew within you, ready whenever you need it. Affirm to yourself that you have the strength and courage to move forward. Life is a journey, and each step forward, no matter how small, is a step towards growth and transformation. Take this moment to honor yourself, to thank yourself for this practice, knowing that you carry the strength and resilience within you as you rise, step forward. Thank yourself for your time, for your practice. And maybe you can carry within you a new sense of lightness or a new beginning, ready to take each step forward with grace. Remember that you have the power to let go, to embrace the new in each and every moment. When you're ready, slowly begin to deepen your breath, and then take the deepest breath of your day so far. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes, gently reawakening your body. Maybe even roll your shoulders or stretch out your arms. As we bring our awareness back into our room. And then in your own time, in your own way, start to make it into an upright position facing you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time.